Hello and welcome to JV West Season 7 Round 8, the finale of Season 7. Matzer have already secured the Constructors title, and now it's all down to the Drivers' Championship, which only 4 drivers can mathematically take, as Yoa currently in the lead. 7 points behind him is teammate Mr. Crunk, 13 points behind Yoa is Hempo, and 25 points behind is Minecat. So those 4 drivers are mathematically able to take the driver's title, but which one of them will manage to do it? It's currently Yo on provisional pole, but that was just an out lap. We're going to see a flying lap now, and it looks like it's going to be between Hempo and Yoa. Crunk in 12th, Minecat in 15th as it stands. Let's take a look at the upgrades. We've got triple turbo upgrade for Matzer, acceleration upgrade for both Little Honkers and HRT Lightning, a speed upgrade for both Acosta and Toad Racing, and an acceleration upgrade for Coke Motorsports, Compass, The Monkey, Scudera Carmona, and Flying Fox, all unable to get upgrades. And it is indeed Hempo who's on provisional pole position with an amazing time of 29.78. Most important thing for Yoa will be to just finish as close to Hempo as possible, and he does that, getting onto the front row provisionally now with a time of 29.85. Mr. Kong still down in 12th and Minecat in 15th. What about the relegation fight? Yoa is going faster than Hempo here. What about the relegation fight? Well, Coke Motorsports are pretty much assured, with both of them not in the top 10 in this qualifying. Doesn't look likely. And it is Yoa on provisional pole. What a lap. 29.48. Minecat is up to 3rd. However, he's so far behind in the Drivers' Championship. 25 points behind. He could have only done it if Yoa was not in the top 10 to begin with. But it's still a good performance for him nonetheless. Mr. Crunk just not finding the pace here in Austin after winning last time around in Vancouver. It is still Yoa with the fastest time. Hempo and Yoa are neck and neck in terms of average pace. Hempo pulling away this lap. Will we see him beat Yoa's 29.48? I don't think it's likely. He's not pulling away enough, I'd argue. Don't think this lap will be fast enough. It won't be. It is Yoa on pole position. Mr. Crunk up to 5th at the very end. They're amazing stuff. And we're going to have quite a fight for the drivers. Here are the full qualifying results. Yoa starts from pole position. Hempo from the front row, 2 contenders for the driver's title. Minecat, another contender, but far off the rest, starts from 3rd. Vigoira starts from 4th. Mr. Crunk, the final driver's title contender, starts from 5th. So it's going to be very interesting to see who ends up triumphant here. Smalls in his home race starts from 6th. I believe this is also Minecat's home race. Mark Andrews starts from 7th. Shaggins in 8th. It's a 4th row lockout for Little Honkers. Urist starts from 9th, and Defoli 99 starts from 10th position. R&D Andrian starts from 11th. Waterfire from 12th. Salty Coke in his home race starts from 13th. Nems starts from 14th. Deromas from 15th. Boken 34 from 16th. Masca Bravis from 17th. Buddha from 18th. Botti from 19th. And Toad Speed from last position. In terms of the Drivers' Championship, it is Yoa who's looking very likely take the win here. Mr. Crunk needs to catch 7 points to him. Hempo 13 points, which means Mr. Crunk would need to win and get a fastest lap if Yoa were to finish 2nd, or just win if Yoa were to finish 3rd or below. Hempo needs Yoa, I believe, to finish off the podium entirely. He needs Yoa to finish 4th while he wins with fastest lap, or 5th and below if he wins without a fastest lap, thanks to Yoa's, of course, extra pole position point. Mindcat needs Yoa to be completely out of the top 10 and needs to win and the fastest lap if he wants to, of course, win on tie break. So that's how it stands in terms of the constructors. Not really much to say about that. Matzer have secured themselves promotion, but if HRT Lightning or any other team manages to beat Carpathian's Peak's tally of 118 points, which would be quite difficult to do here, but it's possible they may be able to secure promotion. Flying Fox are likely to disband after this season, which would provide an extra AV promotion spot. So that being said, 31 laps await us. 31 laps await us at the Circuit of the Americas here for the United States J-Prix. Let's get straight into it. Here we go. We're underway. Yoa. Starting on the softs, we've got Hempo on the mediums, Mindcat and Mr. Crunk both deciding for the hards. Figueira is already up into third. HRT Lightning looking to get a lot of points here if they can perform that well throughout the 31 laps. Mr. Crunk dropping to 6th position. We got Urist leading a massive pack. Smalls has lost a lot of positions here. Salty Coke and Waterfire have both gained quite a bit. There's Yoa out in the race lead dominantly, looking to bring the JV West Drivers' Championship to South Africa. Hempo in 2nd and Figueira in 3rd. Mindcat followed by the Tulo Honkers as Shaggins overtakes Mr. Crunk Urist in 8th. And Smalls gets up to 9th in his home race ahead of Waterfire. Is the home race, of course, for Mindcat, for Smalls, and for Salty Coke. Started on the soft tires and he's looking to make his way into the points as he overtakes Nems for 13th. Looking to get past Foley here. If he's afforded enough space on the chicane, I don't think he was. Smalls goes very wide there on a hairpin and loses a lot of time. Yoa, incredibly dominant here. Already a 2-second gap to Hempo in 2nd, but the HRT Lightnings are running 2nd and 3rd. They currently have 87 points, I believe. Yeah, that is correct. With their current running, they would get 120 points and promote to Challenger Virtual, beating Carpathian's Peak. So they are very well on their way to accomplish that if they can just keep 2nd and 3rd. And they are also have made quite a gap to Mar Andrews in 4th. 2.5, nearly 3 seconds. Mindcat in 5th, Urist is in 6th, R&D Adrian in 7th. It's looking like a good race so far for the Compass cars. To Foley up in 8th, Nems in 9th, and Toadspeed in 10th. Also looking like, surprisingly, quite a good race for the Toad Racing cars. But where has Crunk gone? He's down in 18th. Something must have happened to him. He must have had an incident, maybe went wide like Smalls on the hairpin, forced wide, and lost a lot of positions because of it, because he's down in 18th position, and that is not good whatsoever for him. Waterfire has also dropped a lot, I believe. Hempo catching up to Yoa now as the softs start losing their pace, start getting more and more worn, and Hippo is indeed catching up to him. It wouldn't be enough to take the World Drivers' Championship, the JV West Drivers' Championship from Yoa if he were to finish 1st and Yoa 2nd. I think we've got Figueira has pitted. He's down in 7th now, and that has promoted Mark Andrews up to 3rd position. Mindcat very close behind. Despite the worn soft tires, Yoa does pit before Himpo manages to overtake him. And he exits out. Ooh, that was very, very dangerous. But Minecat just ahead of him. Figueira with the undercut is very close to Yoa as well. Yoa on fresh mediums, Figueira on fresh hards. Yoa had to compromise his racing line there for the worn hards of Minecat, and that's allowed Figueira to just get past them both. And Yoa is still struggling behind Minecat here. Figueira is in the provisional lead of the race, and with Hempo coming out of the pits, it is Figueira in the lead of the race right now. Yoa second. Third is still Minecat out on those hard tires, and he might slow down Hempo the same way he slowed down Yoa. Attempts to, but Hempo does get past him on the inside of the hairpin. Yoa now with a nice move there on the inside of Figueira, and another move on the inside. Does he have enough momentum to go around the outside? Not really. Figueira retains the lead of the race. And Yoa now finds himself in trouble because he needs to get that lead of the race. He's got faster tires. So if he stays behind the slower tires for too long, they'll just end up getting a strategic advantage over him. He needs to build up the gap instead of fighting, having to fight for position. He needs to already be in first, so he needs to get past Figueira as quickly as possible and hold on to first. Looking for a move on Figueira here. Hempo also looking for a move. They're all very close together. Yoa down the inside on the chicanes, uses some boost to help him out, and he is in first right now. But on the hairpin, will that remain the case? Yes, it will. Great exit for him as Figueira and Hempo are forced to go side by side. Figueira using his boost to get up to the back of Yoa here, though. Yoa holds on to first, but is still coming under immense pressure from the HRT Lightning drivers. Figueira around the outside. Yoa does not allow him to make this move. Figueira down the inside of the chicane. Yoa still holding on to first, and Hempo also very tempted to just attack that space, and now is trying to boost his way past Figueira, and the two HRT Lightning drivers are battling each other now for position, and you can see Yoa is already gaining a gap thanks to that. Nearly a second gap has been established by Yoa, and he's right behind his teammate, lapping his teammate, Mr. Krunk, down in 20th. Not the way you would want to be celebrating your Constructors' Championship, but I'm sure he is ecstatic at the prospect of Challenger Virtual, no matter his result in this tokenless finale. Slowing down Yoa there, maybe just a tad, because Figueira is catching up to the back of Yoa. Figueira now putting pressure on Yoa once again as they start to get through more and more lap traffic. We got Minecat finally into the pits after 13 laps on the hard tires. That is quite something. Yoa has managed an immense gap of 2 seconds on Figueira through this lap traffic. Everyone looks to be struggling, gaining, losing time. Mark Andries in 4th, Aaron DeAndrian in 5th, Nems in 6th, getting overtaken by Urist, and also under pressure from Minecat. Urist in 6th now, Nems in 7th, Minecat in 8th. Nems round the outside of Urist, uses some boost, gets 6 back. Smalls in 9th, and Toad Speed currently in 10th position, just ahead of his teammate Tifoli. Yoa's mediums showing their wear now, as Figueira is hoping to close down on those hard tires. Aaron DeAndrian putting pressure on Mark Andries on pressure and faster tires. Will he make the move down the inside? Doesn't have the momentum. Looking for a move for the chicanes, doesn't find any. Has also got the lapped car of Buddha to deal with, but boosts his way on the back straight past Mark Andries. And is holding on to 4th position as it stands. Yoa down into second now, as it's Hempo, not Figura, it's Hempo who takes the lead of the race. Yoa will hope to undercut relatively shortly. And hopefully gain some time with that, as long as he doesn't lose too much time to Hempo here, but he does lose a lot of time through the hairpins. He's not into the pits yet. Figura pits before him. That is a very risky strategy from Yoa. What is he planning to do here? Is he planning to go for 2 sets of softs? Figura is going for a set of softs right now, that's for certain. He pits out in 5th, just behind Mark Andrews, and a lot of lap traffic, such as Mr. Crunk, is now slowing him down, helping his teammate. Figura gets past him, looking to try and get past Boken in the back straight, but Boken deploys boost. Does, however, get past him, and Buddha without much issue. Yoa is into the pits onto hard tires. I don't think he'll be able to take those to the end, but he is undercut, of course, by Figura. And he comes out just behind Mark Andrews in 5th, Figura now in 3rd, Arne Andrews in 2nd. Hempo is going for hell right now. Look at the amount of lap traffic he's had to deal with. Holy. That's gained about 2 seconds to Arne Andrews, and Hempo is still staying out on the hard tires. Nearly forced entirely into the grass there by the lap traffic. He's unable to deal with them. He's on very worn hard tires as well, which is definitely not helping him to deal with all this lap traffic. Through the hairpins as well. Look at the amount of time he is losing. 34.33 to Figura's 31.17. Figura now less than 2 seconds behind him, despite Hempo not yet pitted for another set of tires. And in this case, the extension of the stint was just a terrible mistake, because he's just not in the right conditions for it to help him. Figura is right now right on his back. Yoa not too far from both of them as well. And Hempo has yet to pit for the second time, and he's now pitting. Figura is into the lead of the race. Yoa is in 2nd, but Hempo has definitely risked the team being able to promote the Challenger Virtual by staying out for so long. Arne Andrews, oh, he gets forced out wide, and that is save. That is saved Hempo pretty much, as Adrian and Urist both will have to pit soon, so Hempo will still retain 3rd at least. That is a very good news for him. Yoa 4 seconds behind Figura, probably because he had to deal with the lap traffic, but he's now trying to close down that gap. However, he does have hard tires to Figura's softs. However, Figura's softs are starting to get worn now. Arne Andrews is into the pits. Urist still not into the pits, but Hempo is up into 3rd position. He doesn't really have anyone to challenge him, despite that really bad stint extension. Yoa is now only 2 seconds behind Figura, but will Yoa take those hards to the end? Because it is, I believe, 13 laps he'd have to take those hards, and I just don't think that is a plausible amount. But he is under 2 seconds from Figura, at least looks that way. Yeah, Figo's softs are starting to wear. Yoa's hards are relatively fresh. And Figo is into the pits, and Yoa is into the lead of the race. Hempo is up into 2nd. Figura, I think that was his final pit stop. Fresh soft tires. I think Hempo, I'm not sure, but I feel like he's also not going to pit again. And Yoa, I think, won't pit again either. Mark Andrews is a whopping 5 seconds from these podium runners. But yeah, Yoa's looking likely to retain his driver's title but HRT Lightning are looking very likely to steal the promotion spot from Carpathian's Peak. Yoa's hard's now starting to wear, Hempo's softs already starting to wear, and Figo has very fresh softs, looking to overtake his teammate and then hopefully challenge for first against Yoa. I believe Figo has not yet won. No, he's actually been down in 18th. That's been quite a dreadful performance so far from him this season, down in, Jesus, 18th. While Hempo has won 2 races. So Hempo has had the vast majority of points for HRT Lightning so far, but today it looks like Figura will be able to best him. However, they're going side by side here, which can only benefit Yoa if they're battling. Hempo refusing to give up second that easily. Gets forced a bit wide there though. Figueroa with the inside move, and he's through into second position. On the fresh soft tires, still getting some pressure from Toadspeed and Hempo behind. But he goes through that hairpin section relatively well. Hempo holding the fastest lap as well. Yoa's only extended his lead. Well, now it's lowered back down. But there's 3 laps left to go, and Yoa's getting real pressure from the lap car of Shaggins. Figueroa is in clean air at the moment. Hempo is still struggling with Toadspeed. Will Yoa be able to keep first? Because Figo's softs are only now starting to wear. Is that enough for Yoa to keep first? It's looking like it. Figo is not catching that gap. He's not closing down that gap quite too rapidly. It's still about 2 seconds. Hairpin section is the real decider usually in situations like this, and Yoa gets through relatively clean. I think Figo had to deal with Shaggins there. Does still gain some time on Yoa, but still has to deal with Shaggins, forced out wide on the final turn, and it's the final lap, and Figo is not close to Yoa to launch an attack just yet. Yoa, in Buenos Aires, he stayed out on the wet tires, and just by 1 turn, it wasn't enough for Botti to beat him. It wasn't enough for him to take the win, and Botti did beat him in Argentina. But now, Yoa will win the United States J-Prix and take the JV West Drivers' Championship title. Figueroa finishing in second, his best result all season, and Hempo finishing in third, will give HRT Lightning promotion to Challenger Virtual, as there are 3 spots up for grabs. Aaron DeAndrian finishes in 4th and Eurus in 5th in a relatively great showing for Compass. 6th for Mart Andries, 7th for Smalls in his home race, ahead of fellow home race enjoyer Mindcat in 8th. Nems finishes in 9th, and Toffoli in 10th position. It will be Salty Coke Motorsport who are relegated to AV, if we have AV. But I think we will. And yes, it's been a relatively... it's been a debut season full of struggle for them, and they've been unable to stay up at first time of asking. Congratulations to Yoa. Managed to make those hard tires work. Mr. Crunk, however, finishing in 18th, and Shaggins also looks to have had dropped down into 17th. have been cause of some early incidents. Let's hear the South African national anthem for Yoa. Let me just find that. Here it is. Big congratulations to Yoa for the race victory. And of course we'll also hear the Canadian national anthem for Matsur, as they are the winning constructors of this race. And we'll be right back with the full drivers and constructors standings results. So here are the standings results. Of course, drivers championship, Yoa with dominant 106 points from 8 races is your winner, which means we'll once again hear the South African national anthem. Congratulations to Yoa. big congratulations to him, and of course, we already knew Mats are winning the constructors with 179 points total now. Already played the Canadian national anthem for them winning the constructors, so they've heard it enough. 3 wins, 4 second places for a total of 7 podiums, and HRT Lightning with 121 points, 3 more than Carpathians Peak, who finished second in JV East. So HRT Lightning, with that extra third promotion spot, would be the ones getting promoted. So keep listening out for any news about that. Compass up to 4th, Escudero Carmona drops to 6th. The Monkey Racing up to 7th, and the Costa dropped to 8th. Coca Motorsport, the team in the relegation zone. Hope you enjoyed this season of JV West, and we'll see you next time. Who will we have actually? Flying Fox disbanding, most likely, so we'll have Compass. Low Honkers and Scudera Carmona are going to be offered out to Mark Andrews and Jiruni respectively. They can, rebrand them as they see fit. We're going to have the Monkey Racing, Costa, Toad Racing, and probably some relegated teams and probably some promoted teams. So see you next time. Goodbye.